Another Labour Party politician who was around the days of the Rotherham scandal has been rewarded by becoming an NHS diversity manager. Yep, as usual, this is the clown world. But the circus this time is not run by idiotic clowns. It is run by dangerous clowns. Specifically, certain Labour politicians in Rotherham during those dark days that there were a lot of cover-ups when it came to the Rotherham scandal. A lot of young people who were damaged, the victims who were destroyed their lives, but we still have some survivors who are brave to speak out. But the issue that we have on this channel, we reported quite recently that one of the former Labour Party councillors in Rotherham became a parliamentary candidate for the upcoming election. But because of the pressure that this channel put and other outlets like GB News and many others on social media, the Labour Party were forced to get rid of him. We have another one, guys. Yes, this is Mahroof Hussain on the left. The guy that you see, he was a Labour Party councillor again in Rotherham. Mahroof Hussain was involved during the days of the Casey report. Now, this report that came out following the days of the 2014 when this issue was raised again, and actually they did something about it technically, the authorities, but not really in full. This report showed some of the people who were complacent and some of the people who were complicit. Now, both matters because, so when you look at this report, I scroll down to, there's so many pages part of this report, but there are a few sections that this Mahroof guy was mentioned. One paragraph says, there was a view among members that members of the, obviously the council and the committee, that relations with the Pakistani heritage community needed to be brokered through the Pakistani heritage councillors. I have listened to Mahroof and another person, Shaukat. I'm quite happy to go into an Asian house and deal with issues. This is according to a councillor that talked to the Casey's report. Now, of course, Mahroof Hussain also had a Pakistani background, and this whole thing created a bit of a complication, considering that the majority of those who committed those crimes also had Pakistani heritage, and there was a bit of a correlation between what happened with the authorities and those criminals. Staff felt that Akhtar and Hussain suppressed discussion for fear of upsetting community relations. A police officer actually spoke to the report, saying that we will be at a community meeting talking about community issues when we discussed targeting taxi drivers and the Pakistani heritage community in relations to CSE. We were even discussing particular families we had concerns about. But again, they mentioned all this stuff, but people in charge of authorities, whether it was the councillors or the police and many others in the establishment in Rotherham, including people like Mahroof Hussain, they completely covered it up. They denied it. They said, it's not a big deal. It's probably politically incorrect. They didn't allow it to happen. That was the biggest scandal. Now, other members also contributed to this report. One of them said, a councillor said, it is difficult to ask questions regarding Pakistani heritage. We never got a response from Stone and many others as well. They weren't challenged in their views, this is according to a police officer, by other members, because they were seen as the experts on Pakistani heritage issues. That's how they did it, didn't they? Because when you have a Labour Party councillor who also has a Pakistani heritage would say, well, if you guys talk about this or try to investigate, then it's politically incorrect. You need to, have dependency on me, and I'll just double check on your behalf, and then he would just say, everything seems fine. I just checked everything. This guy was forced to get out back in 2015 from the Rotherham establishment. Now, following that scandal, he's now been awarded A new title. It is the National Diversity, Inclusion and Participation Manager for the Health Education England. National Diversity and Inclusion Manager. You can see the problem, right? With the whole system. You can see what's going on in our country over the last few decades. Slowly and slowly. It kept happening and happening. Nobody noticed over the last few decades what's been happening, apart from some very smart people who've been trying to speak out, and their voices just disappeared somehow. Now, he also had various other roles in this, using his title. He spoke at various conferences and panels. It's some sort of a Health Education England thing that they did, and some of the contributors were listed below, including Mahroof Hussain, who was at the time Regional Diversity and Inclusion and Participation Manager. Why are these titles so long? Not only is it a waste of taxpayers' money, and not only the roles fundamentally are messed up. The third issue is that these roles are now being used as a cover-up for people who are in political exile, who should be basically politically in exile. That's what they are. The guy lost his job, and he had to get kicked out of the council, and somehow he just appeared again in the system by becoming a diversity manager, inclusion manager. This is absolutely dangerous, and GB News also mentioned this. They did a lot of digging on this issue. So hopefully, like the other Labour Party councillor from Rotherham, we will see a bit of justice. At least we will see them lose their position of power. But we actually need proper prosecution. We actually need real punishment. Go through the judiciary. Go through the system. If we believe that we have the rule of law, I think it's time to exercise it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.